That's a skull fracture for sure.
So about 2 years ago, before I even had 150 subs, I think. I don't actually remember, it's been a while, but I just hit 100 subs probably a month before. I made this. It's a goedendag. I hope I pronounced that right. Basically, it's a combination between a club and a spear. It's actually one of my more popular videos, at least as of me saying this. And I really like the way it turned out, but it could have been a lot better, of course. Before I was doing it, I didn't even have this anvil. I was still using that piece of railroad track, so it's the blacksmithing could have been better. And of course, it's just a shovel handle for the base. So it's kind of one of those I wanted to redo, since I love the weapon, and it was one of my favorite builds just to do. And I've been wanting to redo it. You know, I have, better equipment. I've increased in my filmmaking skills a lot, grown as a person, Plus, my video quality is a lot better. I wasn't even doing tests at the time. So I decided, now's the time to do it. By the time this is released, it'll probably have, depending on how I release them, have just passed 2 years from the original one being released. I mean, won't be uploaded for a couple months as of me saying this, but, it'll probably be almost 2 years apart from viewing. So the main thing I'm going to start with is by forging this cap here. Of course, it's basically just wrapped around, which will be what I'll do. Since I have an anvil horn, I can actually make it round, since this is kind of a little wonky. So I'll actually, make it round and then make it where I'll be a little more snug of a fit. And then figure out something for the cap. I'll probably just do a flat one like this. I've had different people tell me different things. Got a lot of comments with different advice. Some of them said it should be folded under. A lot of the historical ones I've seen weren't, so I don't really know on that. Another thing I'll probably do, instead of trying to hot punch a hole, is I'm just gonna drill it. That seems like a much better option, since I don't get whatever the hell that is. Again, it looks pretty weird. And then of course I'm gonna forge a spike. I don't know how I'll do it. I think this is a railroad spike. I probably will do something similar just because it's available and just a good option. So I'm gonna at least start with making this piece here with just a chunk of leaf spring. Now they have the steel cup, whatever the hell you want to call that, forged. I got a piece of railroad spike cut to be forged into my, spike. I'll probably leave it square, okay, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I'll probably leave it square, tapered on one side with a little bit of a lip on it, so that way, the little cap goes over it. Then have this hammered out more into the, kind of 4-edge spike you see on the historical ones. Then from there, I'm just gonna forge. I'll probably just flatten out a small piece of steel and just drill a hole in it. Call it good, you know, keeping it simple and all that. So, I'm gonna forge my spike. Then I'll probably get back to you after I have that forged and that piece cut out. Probably. I'm not really planning this, I'm just kind of doing what I feel like. Which is what I usually do. That's why I'm always in trouble. Blacksmithing done, or mostly done. Might have some touch-ups to do. We'll see about that though. I need to make my main handle, so I have this. I don't know what this is. It is a wheelbarrow handle I got hardware store. Chopped down, of course, because it's a little long for my lathe. I was originally going to make it longer than my original, but it's going to be a little shorter. But that's the way the game's played sometimes, so that's what I have to deal with. I could have probably just bought another shovel handle and made it longer, but I want to turn on the lathe, so I'm limited by what my lathe can do. Anyway, again, I thought this was hickory, but now I'm looking at it, I think this is oak of some kind. Looking it up, they still make oak axe handles and all that, so it should be fine. I'm still not very experienced with the lathe. I mean, this is the second time I'm ever using one, so go easy on me if I'm doing it wrong. I also haven't uploaded the first video where I used the lathe, which was probably uploaded maybe a week or two ago as you're watching this. So anyway, I'm gonna start turning this down and so I can begin fitting my metal pieces like that one. Okay, now that I have my handle turned on the lathe, the steel cap attached, I accidentally broke a small piece off of the lathe, but not the lathe, but the handle. I'll probably just find some wood glue, glue it back on, and it'll be fine. But now what I'm gonna do is just take a regular drill, got a nice 3/8 drill bit. Gonna drill my hole as close to straight as I can. And then once that's done, I'm gonna burn square with the spike. And then heat treat temper this. Cut out a little slot on the metal cap, and of course make sure it fits on here perfectly so I can epoxy and pin everything together. Yeah. Okay, so I did a couple things off camera. One, I drilled a hole through the steel cap, so that way I can pin it in 3/16. And then I attempted to drill a hole through here that did not go quite according to plan, but it's partially there. Now what I'm gonna do is take my angle grinder and cut it square, and then file it and sand it and stuff to get to where it fits. And this will kind of be my top cap. Since the last ones I've done were round, all I do is drill a hole, but this one's square because I had to be complicated. Okay, so I have that cut out. Alright, it's a bit grainy here, the lighting here is terrible. Everything is drilled the way it needs to be. It's not glued at the moment. I still have the rod not even cut. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this full of JB Weld and then just hammer this out to where nothing moves. I'm gonna do all that off camera because mixing JB Weld is boring. Further. So I will go mix that up and get back to you when it's done.